Good morning, students. I hope you are all doing good. Let us see what we are going to discuss in today's class. Good morning, students. In previous class, we have seen that what about the Mendeleev's classification. Main thing is it is the first successful classification. At the time, only 63 elements were known. At the time, only 63 elements were known. Then what Mendeleev has done? He has given the tabular column according to that by giving horizontal rows and vertical columns. According to him, horizontal rows are called periods and vertical columns are called groups. Again, vertical columns are subdivided into A and B except 8th group. All these details we have seen. Is it correct? Mainly, the thing is here, without knowing the elements also, he is able to give the information about those elements. But after the discovery also, those element properties are almost matched with his predicted values. That is because of periodicity only. That is the greatness of periodicity. That's why they included that periodicity term in the heading, that is periodic classification of elements. All these things are okay. But the main drawback of Mendeleev's classification came into existence after the discovery of inert gases. After the discovery of inert gases, Mendeleev faced some problems because let us consider lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Neon is also okay. Separately he kept. Yesterday I have shown a zero group like that. Okay. After neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine. Atomic weight of chlorine is 35.5. Atomic weight of potassium is 39. Atomic weight of chlorine is 35.5. Potassium is 39. Argon is 40. Atomic weight of argon is 40. According to the increasing order, after chlorine, this potassium must be kept here. See, chlorine atomic weight is 35.5, argon is 40, potassium is 39. He arranged the elements, Mendeleev arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic weights. According to that, after chlorine, potassium must be coming here. Then argon must be coming here. But argon properties are different from lithium and sodium because they are not chemically reactive with others. But lithium and sodium, we know chemical compounds. Meaning of that one, this argon must be here and potassium must be here, but he kept that argon under this one only, inert gases only, and potassium under here, first group elements. Everything is okay. But like this, some disturbances are there. Then that statement is not fully valid. Is it correct or not? He arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic weights, like that one statement we are giving. But here what happened? Some exceptions we are getting, like this. This is not in increasing order. Chlorine to argon it is increased only, but argon to potassium again it is decreased. So after the discovery of inert gases, some problems were faced by Mendeleev. Then what happened? By name Moseley performed some experiments to find the correct basic property. Till Mendeleev, what was the basic property considered? Atomic weight. Now if you see atomic weight increasing order, correctly we are not getting. Then we have to know that Moseley thought that we need to change the basic property from atomic weight to any other property. He has done so many experiments, ma. In that, one experiment is he has taken some heavy elements and one more thing I would like to say at the time of Mendeleev, no one has known about the structure of atom. Means what are the things present in the atom we don't know at the time. Electrons, protons, all these existence they don't know. After some years of Mendeleev's classification, we came to know structure of atom parallelly. Means electrons, protons and neutrons are present in the atom. All these things, information, protons and neutrons are present in the nucleus, electrons are present outside the nucleus. This every information we came to know. Is it okay? At the time cathode rays were also discovered. We know that one. Then Mosley took the help of those cathode rays only. He has taken some heavy elements. He exposed that heavy element to cathode rays. Once again, Mosley has taken so many heavy elements and he exposed the heavy element. This is heavy element to cathode rays. When heavy elements are exposed to cathode rays or cathode rays are fallen on heavy elements, you will get X-rays. Those X-rays of characteristic frequency, according to the element, X-rays frequency will be differed. X-rays contain different frequency ranges, ma. Okay, according to the element range, that means depending on the structure of heavy element, X-rays frequency will be differed. Okay, and once again, these heavy elements were exposed to cathode rays. At the time cathode rays were fallen on heavy element, we will get X-rays. He observed the frequency of X-rays. He observed the frequency of X-rays. That frequency is called nu. Nu is nothing but frequency of X-rays, and he found root nu value, square root of nu. Okay, now for clear understanding, observe here. Let us consider one heavy element, cesium. That's why instead of telling element names, just simply I am telling element A. That element A is exposed to cathode rays. When that element A is exposed to cathode rays, we will get X-rays with frequency nu1. Then he found root nu1. That is for element A only. Let us consider another heavy element B. It is exposed to cathode rays. Then you will get X-rays with frequency nu2. He found root nu2. Like that, so many elements. He has taken so many elements, A, B, C, like that. All the elements, at the time, how many elements were known? So, Mosley conducted all the elements. Okay? And he exposed it to cathode rays. From each and every element, he got X-rays with different frequencies. Okay? Root nu1, root nu2, like the different frequencies, square root of those frequencies he has taken. Is it okay, ma? Like that, up to, let us think that 50 elements were there, up to root nu 50 he has taken. Root nu 50. Now he has drawn the graph. For what? He has drawn the graph. Let us see that one. Depending on this only, he has fixed the basic property, ma. Observe this carefully. What he has done till now, Mosley. He has conducted experiments with heavy elements. He exposed the heavy elements to cathode rays. When heavy elements are exposed to cathode rays, you will get X-rays with suitable frequency. Okay. Then Let us consider element A, element B, like that. So many elements, 50 elements. Let us consider. First element frequency is new one. For that he found root new one. Next, second element frequency new two. For that he found root new two. Like that, up to 50 elements root new values he found. Is it clear? So those 50 elements root new values now we know. Correct. Now he has drawn the graph between root new value and atomic weight. Root new value and atomic weight. Next, he has drawn the graph between root new value and atomic number. He has considered with different basic properties also, but finally he is concluded with atomic number. How he is concluded with atomic number, I would like to say. Okay, when he found the graph between root nu and atomic weight, up to some extent it is okay, but meanwhile he found some deflections in the curve. It is not getting straight line exactly. Some ups and downs we are getting when we take root nu value versus atomic weight. What is that root nu? Already I told. Nu is nothing but frequency of X-rays liberated by that particular element when it is exposed to cathode rays. Next, for atomic number, exactly we got one straight line. There is no deflection at all. When we took the graph between root nu and atomic number, there is no deflection at all. But when we have taken the graph for root nu value and atomic weight, we got some deflections. Then what did he observe? Instead of atomic weight, it is better to consider atomic number. Instead of atomic weight, it is better to consider atomic number. So this problem was solved by Moseley, and the basic property was changed from atomic weight to atomic number. Like we have changed from heights level to age level, like that. Yesterday in previous class I have told. Okay, by observations, keep on observing it is better to take knowledge level or age level. According to that, all the students are getting same knowledge level, so that classification is correct. Like that, instead of atomic weight, better to take atomic number, like that Moseley proposed. Now this is called modern periodic law, modern periodic table. Modern periodic table was given by Moseley, but actually first successful classification was given by Mendeleev only. That is no problem at all, but slight drawbacks are there. For Mendeleev, slight drawbacks are there. To rectify them, Moseley proposed this one. His work is very less only. Simply he changed the basic property from atomic weight to atomic number. Then modern periodic law is physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic numbers. Physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic numbers. Like this he proposed. He changed the basic property from atomic weight to atomic number. Okay, and this is called modern periodic table or Moseley's periodic table or long form of periodic table also. Why it is called long form of periodic table? That one you will get clarity. See here. In yesterday's class, in previous class, we have seen Mendeleev's classification, periodic table. In that, let us observe first group, potassium, copper. Even though scientists made subgroups A and B, 1A and 1B, potassium is containing different properties and copper is getting different properties. Both are kept under first group only. Potassium, copper. Rubidium, silver. Cesium, okay. Gold. See, gold, silver, copper, these properties are entirely different from potassium, rubidium, cesium, sodium, copper, silver, gold. Like that, here zinc, cadmium, mercury in second group. Zinc, cadmium, mercury element properties are also completely different from beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. Next, gallium, not gallium, scandium. Scandium, yttrium, lanthanum, ytterbium. These are all properties are different from those boron, aluminum. But Mendeleev made one thing, that is all the elements he kept in one group only. Main theme of this classification is we need to classify the elements with similar properties in one group. That is the main intention of Mendeleev. But here, unfortunately, two different types of sets of elements are kept in one group like this. Every group contains like the disturbances. Then what Moseley has done? He has done one thing. Lithium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, these are there, lithium, sodium. He made that as one group, and copper, silver, gold as also one group separately. Moseley has made separately these elements copper, silver, gold, zinc, cadmium, mercury into separate groups. That's why group number is increased. When group numbers are increased, automatically the periodic table will become little bit large. That's why this is also called long form of periodic table. So now we will see what about this long form of periodic table by using Moseley's classification. I hope you are clear. Till now we have seen that what are the drawbacks of Mendeleev. Okay, and depending on the drawbacks, how Moseley constructed the modern periodic table, all those things we have seen. Now what about the modern periodic table? What are the contents present here? Let us see. First point, Moseley's periodic table contains 7 periods, 18 groups, groups were given numbers 1 to 18. Simply no Roman numbers, simply 1 to 18 continuously, group numbers 18. Okay, next, Moseley classified the periodic table into different blocks also. Those blocks are called SP, D and F. Moseley classified the total periodic table into different types of elements. Those are representative elements, inert gases, transition elements, inner transition elements. Like this, he has given the information about this one. Now we will see what about this long form of periodic table deeply by considering different types. See first, what is the modern periodic law? Physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic numbers. Is it okay? Now let us consider this one. See, start with hydrogen here. And helium here. Why did we write helium here? This is under inert gas, so he kept in the last inert gases as in the last. Hydrogen, helium. Next, after hydrogen, helium, lithium. After lithium, beryllium. And middle, for some elements he left, means next period onwards you will get. After 2 periods onwards you will get. Now lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, just 1 minute. Boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon. Okay, after neon, sodium, magnesium. Here, this is first period, second period, third period. After magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. He arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic numbers. Atomic weight, basic property kept aside. Now we are going through only atomic numbers. Hydrogen 1, helium 2, lithium 3, beryllium 4. So mostly arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic numbers. Neon 10, sodium 11, magnesium 12, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. After argon, potassium. Next, calcium. Next, let us start with scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. See here 10 groups are there. These are only made by Mendeleev as 1B, 2B groups like that. He made into one group, 1A and 1B as one group, but mostly classified entire thing into different groups. That's why we got this 10 groups extra. That's why it became little bit long. Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. Carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. These elements actually I will show in the periodic table like this group wise I have remembered. These elements are also there, I will show, but these groups everything I am able to remember. Hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. Next here 10 groups are there. Scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. After that here boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, like that. Okay na? Now slight clarity I will give about this one related to Mendeleev's classification. According to Mendeleev's classification, this is called 1A group, this is called 2A group, this is called 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 7B. These three, iron, cobalt, nickel, I have shown already, comes under 8th group. Observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, continuation only, but these groups are B groups. Middle groups are called B groups. 1A, 2A, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 7B, 8th group. According to Mendeleev, I am giving the Roman numbers now. Parallelly, above itself I will give Moseley's group numbers also. Those are simply 1 to 18 only. Okay. These three are combinedly called 8th group only. Next here, again it starts with 1B, because 1B and 2B are not covered. Those are in 1B. Zinc group is called 2B. Now third group here, continuation 1, 2, 3, but this is A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A, and this is called 0 group. According to Mendeleev, these are the numbers. Okay, next. Now according to Moseley, numbers are given normally 1 to 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He gave this iron, cobalt, nickel also individually group numbers. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's why 15th group is called 5th group, like that we will say. 14th group is called 4th group. 13th group is called 3rd group. Even though Mendeleev's classification was kept aside, those group numbers representations we are following now also. Is it okay? Group numbers 1 to 18. Next, this is first period. This is second period. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh period. Total 7 periods are there and 18 groups are there. And he kept, Mosley kept in the bottom 2 rows separately. Those are called F block elements. At the time of classification, I will say 2 blocks separately. One group is called lanthanides and another group is called actinides. Okay, now separately when we are discussing groups and periods, separately when we are discussing groups and periods, at the time, what about this lanthanides and actinides, where they are placed, everything I will say. In this way, you need to remember these elements, no need to remember, but I will show in the periodic table, no problem. But here, at least these groups, these 6 and these 2, you need to by heart them. Like I wrote like that here. Boron, aluminum, gallium, thallium, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead, like that you need to by heart them. Up to 112 element properties maximum we know. These 6 elements are there. These 6 elements properties are not completely known. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 elements properties are not completely known. If these 6 elements are properties are also known, then these 6 elements will be joined with 112. Then nowadays we have 118 elements. Even though 118 elements, 6 elements properties were not known now. Okay, in this way, without seeing, we have to be in a position to write the periodic table. I hope you are clear, Now, next time onwards, this position of hydrogen is not given by Mosley clearly, because hydrogen will show metallic properties like first A group elements as well as non-metallic properties like 7th A group elements. So hydrogen position is not fixed in first group or 17th group completely, because it has H minus character like F minus, Cl minus, Br minus. Even it has H plus character like Li plus, Na plus. So this hydrogen position, it is not completely fixed even by Mosley. But maximum he gave the information. Even after the discovery of isotopes also, we are not facing problem here. Because after the discovery of structure of atom, we came to know isotopes also. Is it okay, Isotopes contain same kind of atoms but different mass numbers. They have same atomic numbers but different mass numbers. When they have different mass numbers, atomic weights are also different. So if you depend on basic property atomic weight, all the isotopes also must be adjusted here. Then it will become very large. That's why mostly if he considers atomic number, for isotopes atomic numbers are same. So here we will discuss hydrogen atomic number. So isotopes of hydrogen here itself we will discuss. Isotopes of beryllium here itself we will discuss. No need to separately keep them by using atomic number, because they have same atomic number. In this way also, atomic number is correct basic property for us. And helium group, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. It was kept under 0 group by Mendeleev, which is given as 18th group by Mosley. Okay, Now we will see regarding this classification. Let us start with periods and groups. Our side heading is first we will see about periods. We know that horizontal rows are called periods. According to Moseley's also, we have 7 periods. Now let us see this classification. First period contains elements hydrogen and helium. First period contains hydrogen and helium. Only 2 elements are there. That is called shortest period. First period contains only 2 elements. Contains two elements contains hydrogen and helium. That is called as shortest period. Second one and third one contains 8 elements: lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. This is second period. Third period: sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. This is third period. Second period and third period contains 8 elements which are called short periods. This is called shortest period. These two are called short periods. This is called shortest period. Second and third are called short periods. Next, fourth period. Fourth and fifth period contains 18 elements: potassium to krypton, rubidium to xenon. How many elements are there? 18 elements. Fourth and fifth periods are called 18 elements. Those two periods are called long periods. Fourth and fifth are called long periods. I will write separately in the next paper. For first two, if you see, you will get one idea. That's why. Sixth period contains 18 elements only. These are also elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here also elements are there. I did not write. I will show in the tabular column in textbook. Here, sixth period, these elements are also there. 10, 2, 6, 18 you will think. But these lanthanides are there. These lanthanides are belonging to lanthanides 14 elements. Actinides are also 14 elements. These lanthanides belong to 6th period. Actinides belong to 7th period. That's why 6th period contains 32 elements. 6th period contains 32 elements. It is the longest period, including lanthanides 14 to 16. Just 1 second, 2, 16, 10, 26, 6, 32. Total 32 elements are there in 6th period. That is called longest period. 7th period also can accommodate 32 elements. 7th period also can accommodate 32 elements. But these 6 elements are not completely known to us. That's why 32 minus 6, 26. 2, 10, 14, actinides 14, 2, 10, 12, 12 plus 14, 26. If these 6 elements are also known completely, then they will also be included here, and we will get 7th period also 32 elements. Now I will write what are the names of periods and how many elements they have. Okay, see here. Total 7 periods are there. First period contains 2 elements which is called shortest period. second and third periods both combinedly. Second and third periods contain 8 elements which are called short periods. Fourth and fifth periods contain 18 elements which are called long periods. Sixth period is the completely filled group, even remaining also completely filled, but first and second D block elements are not there, means middle 10 elements are not there, like that I will say. Sixth period contains 32 elements which is called longest period. Seventh period is called incomplete period, contains 26 elements. Seven periods. First period contains 2 elements, shortest period. Second and third 8 elements, short periods. Fourth and fifth 18 elements, long periods. Sixth one 32 elements, longest period. Seventh period contains 26 elements, incomplete period. Next, information about period. Fourth and sixth periods contain all the 3 states of elements. Those are solid, liquid and gas. 3 types of states we have: solid, liquid and gas. Okay, all the 3 states of elements are present in these two periods only, fourth period and sixth period only. Remaining periods contain whether solids or gases, or solids and gases only. Is it okay? Fourth and sixth periods contain all the 3 states of elements. Those are solid, liquid and gas. Let us now fourth period. Fourth period. Potassium, calcium, scandium, these are all solids. Bromine is the gas. Sorry, liquid liquid non-metal. Bromine is liquid. Krypton is gas. One gas, one liquid. Remaining all are solids only. Gallium is the solid which contains very less melting point, 35 degrees centigrade. Little bit warm hands are enough to convert that solid gallium to liquid gallium. Very low melting point. So potassium, calcium, scandium, these are all solids only up to selenium. Bromine is liquid and krypton is the gas. So all the 3 types of elements are present in fourth period. Next, coming to sixth period. Sixth period, zinc, cadmium, mercury. Cesium, barium, these are all solids up to here. Mercury is liquid. Okay, ma? Mercury is the liquid. Next, radon is the gas. Gas, remaining solids, this is liquid. The sixth period contains solids, remaining all are solids. Mercury is liquid, these are all solids. Again, radon is the gas. So what is the conclusion we made finally? Even lanthanides are also solids and actinides are also solids only. Fourth and sixth periods contain all the three states of elements: solid, liquid and gas. Next, first period contains only gaseous elements. Those are hydrogen and helium. This is the information about periods. 7 periods are there. First period, 2 elements, shortest period. Second and third periods, 8 elements, short periods. Fourth and fifth periods, 18 elements, long periods. Sixth period, 32 elements, longest period. Seventh period, 26 elements, incomplete period. Okay, ma? Now we will start with groups. First, 1A or 1. Hydrogen element, it is not fixed. Already I have said that one. Hydrogen position is not fixed. So I will take from lithium. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. These elements are called alkali metals. All are reactive only. All are metals, all are metals. Why they told this is alkali metal? Because in olden days, first they found the alkalis, that means bases of these metals. What is meant by alkali? The base which is soluble in water. The base which is soluble in water is called alkali. Okay, and it is coming with the first A group element. Now, electronic configuration of lithium is 1s2, 2s1. Outermost configuration is 2s1. Sodium 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Potassium, I am keeping the boxes for outermost configuration. Potassium outermost configuration is 4s1. Rubidium outermost configuration, I am not going to write entire configuration. For understanding only I wrote first two elements. Outermost configuration only is important now. Rubidium outermost configuration is 5s1. Cesium outermost configuration is 6s1. Francium outermost configuration is 7s1. These elements all contain one electron in the outermost shell. That one electron number is equal to the group number for this group. That one electron, that is called valence electron or outermost electron. The electrons present in the outermost shell are called valence electrons or outermost electrons or ultimate electrons. Okay, valence electrons. it is equal to group number for this one, and these are called alkali metals. I hope you are clear about group 1. Next I will go to next group. Second A or group 2. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. These elements group is called alkaline earth metals. These metals also form alkalis only, that means their bases are soluble in water and they are found in earth. That's why these are called alkaline earth metals. Then what about sodium, magnesium, all these, lithium, sodium, potassium? These are also forming alkalis, but they are obtained from majorly salt solutions from seawater. Okay, these are found in earth. That's why these are called alkaline earth metals. Outermost configuration of beryllium, 2s2, magnesium, 3s2. I am writing only outermost configuration. Calcium, 4s2, strontium, 5s2, barium, 6s2, radium, 7s2. That number of outermost electrons number is equal to group number for this group also, and this group name is alkaline earth metals. Next, third A. Middle groups are there na, 3B, 4B, they have no separate names So start with next one with third A or 13th group. This group is called boron family. And the elements are boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium. Outermost electrons, 2s2, 2p1, 3s2, 3p1, 4s2, 4p1, 5s2, 5p1, 6s2, 6p1. These are the outermost electronic configuration of this group elements. From here, outermost electrons 3, to that we have to add 10 to get the group number. So 10 plus number of valence electrons equal to group number. Here number of valence electrons 3. If you add to that 10 then you will get group number. 10 plus number of valence electrons equal to group number. This is information about third A, that is simply called boron family. Next, fourth A or 14th group. Carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. Outermost configuration 2s2, 2p2, 3s2, 3p2, 4s2, 4p2, 5s2, 5p2, 6s2, 6p2. Number of outermost electrons present in this group 4. Then 10 plus number of valence electrons equal to group number 14. This group is called carbon family. as the group is started with carbon. This is called carbon family. Outermost electrons 4 ma. Here onwards we have to follow this rule. 10 plus number of valence electrons equal to group number. 10 plus 4 is equal to group number 14. Okay, this is about 4th A group. So in today's class, till this 4th group we have seen ma. We will continue this group's concept in next class. 5th, 6th, that means 5th A, 6th A, 7th A, or 15, 16, 17, and what about inert gases and what about those names. In next class we will see. In today's class we have seen that what are the drawbacks of Mendeleev. After that, how Moseley considered the basic property as atomic number by taking the graph, and we have started with long form of periodic table, periods and groups ma. By using this diagram I have shown. In next class I will show that tabular column, that means periodic table in textbook also. This is first A group, second A, names I gave, boron family, carbon family. Regarding nitrogen family, oxygen family, fluorine family, we will see in next class. Okay, I hope you are clear ma. This is about today's class. Thank you all. Have a nice day.